what do you know, I was not filming. Welcome back everybody. It is Sunday here in Australia. I hope everyone is doing okay. It's a really hard, eerie time in the world right now, and it's challenging for all of us. I know we are constantly talking about it and we're oversaturated, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but I just hope everyone is doing well. And if you're not, please know that you're not alone. It's gonna take getting used to, but we will all be okay. So I'm sending love to everyone, and let's get into the video. So today I will be talking about something I talk a lot about on my social media, especially my Snapchat, and that is curling hair and hair curlers. If you followed me for a while, especially on Snapchat, you would know that I am someone who struggles to curl my own hair because I am amateur at hair, but also because my hair is really hard to curl, and if anything, those curls usually never stay. Now this is including when I go to hairdressers. Hairdressers always struggle to curl my hair, and I have certainly never been able to curl my hair with a flat iron or a curling wand. It isn't until I bought the GHD Oracle about 8 months ago, I think, maybe even longer. Feels like yesterday, but until I bought the GHD Oracle, which is a very interesting technology. It is meant to make it a lot easier to curl your hair, which it certainly does. And then more recently, I was gifted the Wylera hair curler, which, spoiler alert, but changed my life. However, I will talk about them both. I know a lot of people ask me about both and are really interested in both, so I thought I would compare the pair and tell you which one I like more and why. Firstly, I want to start with the GHD curler. Prior buying this amazing technology, I had never been able to curl my whole head. You heard me, never. Not with a flat iron and not with a GHD, until this. This was sold out worldwide for a while because it was in really, really hot demand, and I will show you why. But I do believe it is in stock. I will link somewhere to buy it down below. But first things first, this bad boy comes in at around $360, which is a pretty big investment, especially in a hair curler. However, if you're like me and you were never able to curl your hair, for me this was really worth it. I was so happy to get my hands on one of these, especially before it sold out worldwide. And it's a really cool piece of technology. As I showed you before, it is a very interesting shape. Now this shape is designed to not burn you. The heat runs in here, don't worry, it's turned off. The heat runs in here, your hair goes through here, and it magically curls. So let me run you through how this bad boy works. First of all, classic GHD turn on button. Makes a noise, will beep at you when it's ready and heated up. First con to the Oracle is that you cannot change the temperature on it. I'm actually not even sure what the temperature is set to, but either way you cannot change it. The curling temperature is fine for me, but if you are someone with really fine hair or really damaged hair, obviously high temperatures are not ideal for your hair and can break, there we go, can break your hair. So that is one con. Let me run through the magic of how this works. I'll take off my glasses. Let's get out a chunk here. I'm gonna use my little mirror here so I don't stare at the wrong thing. Pull in, up to the top, straighten and twist, and slowly pull down. Obviously, the slower you go, again, the tighter the curl. I'm gonna give you, hopefully, a really cute curl. Ooh, there we go. And it's magic like that. Why did I do this? This is how I'm gonna look the rest of it. Okay. It's fine. Yeah, cute. Anyway, as you can see, it's a really beautiful bouncy tight curl. My first pro to the amazing GHD Oracle, or like a number of pros, is obviously it's easy. You saw how easy that was. It is pretty much like using a flat iron, which is easy as anything. One thing I found about this curler, unlike even when I go to get my hair curled at salons, is that these curls actually stay. Now it will drop a bit, obviously, but I will still have a curl all the way up until tomorrow, even if the other day, if I look after them. And that is without product. So you can see why I loved this curler. It gives you what you want, but criticism and more cons to the GHD curler that I've found over time is that you cannot direct the way your curl goes. I mean, maybe you can, but at least for me, I don't know how, and it's not easy to, if it is, control the way in which your hair curls. So although this curls in the direction that I want for this side, which is outwards, I find whenever I'm doing this side, it curls inwards, which isn't great if you have your front bit curling inwards, because it's hard to style. Also, my main criticism towards Oracle is that your curls aren't always consistent. Sometimes, well, many a times, even though I've had this for a long time, I'm quite experienced in it now, there are times where I've segmented my hair and done the exact same thing on each segment, and sometimes the hair doesn't even curl. Don't get me wrong, I'll try again and then I'll get it to curl, but as well as struggling to get consistency in curls, as you can tell from this one, I haven't been able to curl this whole bit because of the length I need to pull and twist, which means I will only ever be able to curl my hair from about here onwards, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Again, you can also get a beautiful look with curls that go lower, and not everyone wants curls up into their scalp. However, there are times where I do want a closer curl to my scalp, or there is one day where I will try and like corkscrew curl my entire head, and I can't wait. That is definitely an isolation project I'm looking forward to. But there are times, especially if you're doing the bottom of your head as well, there are situations, there are times, there are styles where you want the curl to be at your scalp. So that is another criticism. Another bit of feedback about the Oracle is that, one, it is quite delicate. If you do push it the wrong way, drop it a little bit, it can go red and flash at you and you need to turn it off and on again, which is a little bit concerning for a very expensive product. On top of that as well, even though it's got the heat protectant so that it's not hot on these side edges so that you don't burn yourself, these top bits and bottom bits still get extremely hot, so you don't completely avoid the ability to get burnt. Anyway, let's move on to the Wylera. I'll turn that off. So first thing first about the Wylera is that it is USB chargeable. This means there are no cords when you're curling your hair. Now, all the straighteners I've ever had and all the hair like machines I've ever had have always had cords, so I don't really know different, but it's so cool not having a cord there. And also it means it's really awesome if you're someone who travels on the go and you need to touch up your hair, or if you're someone whose hair really does struggle to keep up, you can bring this with you and touch up as you go. It's so easy. Now, unlike the GHD Oracle, this really is heat proof. There is all the heat is in this inside. You really, like, even if I put my hand here, even if I put my hand here with it on, you can't burn yourself, which is huge, especially if you're someone who maybe has small children around, you have kids or you have younger siblings who get in your stuff. Really, really good because they can't burn themselves. Also, you can't burn yourself, which means you can multitask. Now, to turn on, you just hold down the on button. And the first bit of feedback is, you probably can't tell, you can choose the temperature you want. So this ranges from 150 degrees to 190, which gives you a really good range if you are someone who has more delicate hair, or if you're someone who has thicker hair, which is awesome. And in terms of how it works, it's actually really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it really scared me at first. I thought I would knot my hair, but I haven't done so yet, and I love it. Next bit of feedback in comparison to the GHD Oracle is you can go all the way up to the scalp. So what I've done is segmented my hair and slipped it in that little gap in there. What you then do is hold down the start button. I'm just gonna look at my mirror while I do this. Hold down the start button and it pulls in your hair and twists it around. You keep holding the start button until it starts beeping. You can then let go. Now, the beeping is the machine counting for you. This makes sure you get a consistent wave because you keep every segment of hair in there for the same amount of time. Once it's double beeped, obviously you can take it out, and then it's that easy. I would argue anyway that this is much easier than your GHD Oracle. Now, because you keep it in here for the same amount of time for each curl, it means that you get much more consistent curls as opposed to the GHD Oracle, and that is a really big game changer for me. Also, like the GHD Oracle, I do find that the curls stay as well. Obviously they change a little bit over time, but biggest thing being consistency in curls, which means if you want to do the brushed out wave look where you get those beautiful consistent waves amongst your whole head, this is your winner. I have actually never been able to brush out my curls with this because it just goes like bed hair because of the inconsistency. You can already see the comparison. I mean, this one's been out a little bit longer and dropped more, obviously, and this one is tighter, but you can already see how much higher this one is. If I wanted to, I could pull it all the way up my scalp as well. So also what I forgot to mention is that the Wylera hair curler is only $200, which is a huge difference to the GHD Oracle. Obviously GHD is a very well-known brand, so they have the ability to have a premium price for branding. But spoiler alert, in my opinion, I actually prefer my Wylera hair. Now, a few criticisms to the Wylera hair is, it's a pro and a con, but because you have the USB charging, although it's really convenient, it does mean that the battery can die and does die relatively quickly. If you have short hair, it's no problem. But if your hair is the length like mine and as thick as mine, or even longer, it can die during the process, which is a bit frustrating, but it does charge really quickly, so it kind of makes up for it. I do find that I often have to recharge this about halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through, but it's honestly worth it. I find it so much easier than my GHD Oracle. It's so much less hassle, and the consistency in curls is everything. I mean, in the end, I feel like the reason you get a curler is because you want a certain look and you want the consistency in curls. If you can't get those, you can't attain a lot of looks. So I really love my Wylera hair curler. It's definitely my preference. Of course, it's also more affordable, which I think is just awesome. I still love my GHD Oracle, but I just find it less user-friendly for amateurs. And even in saying that, when I first got it and the hairdresser gave me a tutorial, which they actually have to do, it's part of the innovative design. People who sell it need to be able to give demos. Even the hairdresser struggled to use it on me, and I find that most hairdressers prefer to use regular flat irons or curling ones. Overall, when it comes to which one I prefer, I definitely prefer my Wylera hair curler. I get more consistent curls, I find it quicker, I find it easier, and it's just awesome. It's small, it's compact. It is my favorite thing at the moment, and I am so excited that I found this technology. Am I annoyed that I spent $360 on a curler I probably won't use again? Maybe, but you live and you learn. I didn't know about the Wylera before I bought my GHD. That's the way it is. In saying that, I will pop the link for both down below. I also have a discount code for Wylera if you are interested in buying one. The discount code Simone will get you $30 off, which is very exciting. I am really looking forward to going all out and trying some really cool looks with this, especially during this isolation period. I'm trying to take more effort in the mornings to get myself ready, even if I'm not seeing people or not going out, just to make sure I keep my own morale up and I'm feeling good during the day, and also to keep busy. I hope this video was helpful and maybe you might get something out of this. Maybe you'll treat yourself to a little product to help you keep entertained during this isolation period. All right, I am going to have fun and comb my whole head now with this bad boy, and I hope you all have a great day. All right, bye.